Hi, fellow TIs. Well, a lot of us TIs get the radiation. Told you about the so-called oven that my gas is turned off right there because it was leaking. That the landlords will not take out of this apartment. But that was not too long after. I had a brand new fridge. Straight off the truck, it delivered, and after what 15 years it just burned out. Well, anyways, it was here for a long time inside the apartment. And, it was giving off radiation even when it stopped working. I mean, high radiation. And I had to, I'm disabled. Nobody would help me take it out of here. I had to freaking push it with my butt and you know, take the damn and I teetered it over the balcony, and I got it, to land in the alley, and I dragged the parts to but the point is not too long after I got rid of that monstrosity, yeah, I had to take this in. I was glad when there was a leak and, I called the gas man and he shut it off, and he said the stove's not working either. I was glad. I was so relieved that I wouldn't have a stove. Because, if you research it, they broadcast from the radiation, so there's going to be a lot of radiation whenever they want it to be. Anything can give you high radiations, certain brands and stuff, hot plates, telephones, it depends on the brand. But all I know is it didn't have high radiation until I started getting targeted real bad. You get me? But, yeah. So this is the reason that this oven is, they said just keep it in here and until the health department did their whatever. And then I called the health department. I told them, you know what? I don't need, and they said that's fine. But the managers kept on insisting that the health department insisted and shit. I talked to them and they said they'd take it out afterwards. Well, anyways, the female, the wife, told me that the gas department told her that I had to keep it in here. What? That lie doesn't even make sense. Seriously. The gas is not turned on. They shut it off for the oven. Yeah, and they don't have anything to do with that. Well, anyways, I called because I knew it was a lie, but I called just to make sure. And yeah, it was a lie. Doesn't it sound like the dumbest lie you ever heard? That the gas company said I have to keep my stove in my apartment? Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, so it's been a while, and the reason this thing is here and they didn't, keep their word is because, come on, something that brings in high radiations, even when it's not plugged in and stuff, and the broadcast works through the radiation, that's why we call it broadcast radiation, STIs. So, yeah. And, if you're a new TI, don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. You know what? The management, the owners, freaking, everybody that's closest to where you lay your head, whether they're your friend and flipped to the other side, hey, yeah, in a normal world, we would have sound paranoid and be labeled as schizophrenic, which I was. I was labeled that. But I never heard voices in my head. I heard them through behind the purr of the refrigerator motor. Behind the what do you call it? Behind the TV sound of whatever program was coming on. I never heard voices in my head. And I specifically talked to my cousin. You know, I used to take him out when I was young to go get something to eat, you know, and he'd stop and he'd be whispering to himself, and I'd want to know stuff because, you know, it runs in my genetics. And I'd tell him, hey, Nikki, who are you talking to? And he'd tell me he talks to the voices in his head, you know. I said, are you sure they're in your head? And he said, yeah. But, I never heard voices in my head. Never. You know, and come to find out that a lot of people hear voices under motors and stuff like that. You know, but I knew I wasn't schizophrenic. You know, when I started taking that medication, and it freaking made me messed up, you know. I mean, I'm a lot of other things, you know. I have DID, but I'm integrated already. I'm integrated a long time ago. So it doesn't, you know, it's not like the movies or like One Life to Live when Vicky was talking to herself in the mirror and her mirror was talking back. That's ridiculous. But it does have other stages after, other things that happen after you get integrated. But, you know, people like to use that. Like my honey poop was trying to convince me that, you know, I had, well, not her words, my words, that I had fragmented and that one of my personalities stole the peephole. What the fuck? Yeah, she stole the inside of my peephole. You know, some people have just the outside, but a real peephole has the inside and the outside. And, yeah, I remember the day she did it too, because she was standing there and it was so awkward. Like, you know, I was only gone for a few seconds and, you know, she was like off the bed and just, you know, in a awkward, yeah. But, you know, what was I going to say? Oh, fuck. I'm in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. First, your grill starts hurting and all your joints and your nerves, and it just hurts. You get me? But, I noticed that around here, and there's been a couple TIs that have, not from San Pedro, but they have talked about this too, that cars will park close to their buildings and like in an alley where there's no parking, you know, that a lot of them will be parked up and touching the buildings and shit or something touching them. Yeah, over here. Yeah, over here. And another thing is, you know, those damn scooters that you pay money for and stuff. You know, they use them as some kind of fucking magnetic or electrical tool too. You know, shit like bikes and shopping carts. Fucking, well, not this city so much, but yeah. But there was another thing also. That's real strange over here. Oh, and another thing is, you know, check out the patterns. The patterns and like things that happen, you know, before certain things happen or things that are out of place. It's just a trip. You know, I don't know much about like, you know, certain, what do you call it, things from the earth and stuff, or certain materials and stuff like that. But, you know, I noticed over here, not as much no more, but yeah, if I walk into an alley, you know, if sometimes there'd be like a certain couple materials, like say cardboard and concrete, you know, and it'd be all over like the alley. I mean, set up like certain ways and stuff, like a big old chunk of concrete, or somebody just, you know, yeah, and you know, pizza boxes and everything else, and then you go in the front of, the street and shit like that. And guess what? Yeah, you know, it's just like patterns. And you'll see it like set up at the corner and stuff. It's just really freaking weird. Certain materials and stuff. And I don't know what it has to do with this, but between the Earth and the Earth magnet and shit like that, and check out who works on their freaking yard all the time. Peep game, because even her name was Virginia. Virginia. I think it's Virginia. The one that said about the cars parking close to the building. And another thing is, she said something about the holes in her wall. And I had never even met her. I talk about the holes in my wall, right? Yeah, and that her neighbor always works on the yard, and he's always, and he has for, yeah, pretty much years. Who doesn't stop? I got the same thing popping off over here. Until I made it known that freaking, come on. Every day for, and it doesn't stop. So now you don't hear that every day. But the patterns and stuff, like, have you ever heard they used to, when they were getting ready or something, they'd always light up fireworks or some kind of fireworks. Maybe it was a starter gun. Who knows? But sometimes it was fireworks. It was mostly all fireworks. Maybe it was a firing gun, but I always just say, "Oh, thank you. I'm flattered. Is that for me?" But you've heard a lot of TIs mention about fireworks. Yeah, and these fireworks were constantly, not somebody like putting off fireworks to watch them, or, if you did that, you do it for the next couple nights because you got fireworks, No, I'm talking about like right before the games begin, just, not a whole shitload of fireworks, just probably to signal people, the neighbors and shit, that it's on or it's off or whatever. I don't know. It's very fucking strange, but you can tell that they're not fireworks for the same sake of being fireworks. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been constantly all the time, once just to fucking, whatever. Yeah. But fuck, I gotta sit down. This oh my gosh, the radiation is freaking killing me. It's killing me, and whether I leave it stay with blankets over it and it's high, or whether I decided to check it out, check it out, because making me have that oven in here, they can't. They cannot. I checked. They cannot make me have an oven in here. And, they are aware that I be pushing it around. And I told them, that I had to push it in the bathroom. Come on. If you're a manager and somebody tells you that, come on, and you're trying to force them to keep it in there, and they're pushing in the bathroom and like barely being able to get past on the toilet, any normal person would, you know what, I'll get that out for you. It might take some time, and it would have been out. No. Like I said, my gas is shut off right there. I had a leak. The freaking stove had a leak. So the stove was no good. Come on. I had a plate. I told him I had a hot plate. I don't want, I'm happy with my hot plate. I don't want something else bringing me radiation. And I was even crying. A normal person would say, you know what, fine. No. If I'm not bound to have a fucking oven in here, and they're trying to convince me that I am. And you know, the lady manager lied to me twice about the reasons it's supposed to be here, and both you can prove that they're lies, and they were dumb lies at that. Come on, think about it. I have to have this thing, whether I fucking push it around, fucking push it in the bathroom. I am forced to have this thing that produces a lot of radiation, not even plugged in or not even, connected to the gas. And it fucking brings a lot of fucking radiation. So what do you think? Yeah, it's not just an oven for the sake of cooking things. It's not. It's not just a simple fucking oven for the sake of cooking things. If that was the point, I could have bought my own. Or, hey, the men, somebody could have brought me one. My brother Nacho, somebody could have brought me a freaking oven. My brother comes across them all the time in the work he does. Hey, no. The same thing with the freaking smoke detector. Yeah. I'm sure that no one else had a smoke detector like I have that has bright green around it and two beams coming and searching, when it's dark. No. And, it used to. And freaking that made you hot and fucking sweating and red. Yeah, I'm sure nobody else did. Yeah, and you go outside and it's a nice freaking day with a nice breeze on it. And you're sitting in here like swollen and red and hot and you can't breathe. Yeah, that motherfucker was doing a lot more than detecting smoke or carbon monoxide. I'll tell you that shit right now. Because, I haven't seen the manager up here for a long time. I haven't even heard him. But I heard him right now. Well, not right this minute, but a few minutes ago. Yeah, I did hear him. And guess what? Him and whoever, whatever fucking gang fucking stalker we're talking about. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Exactly. So yeah, they can see me. They can see me. And that exit sign out there, okay, I got the freaking management company told everybody they had to get weather stripping from the DWP. I was glad because, you could see out into the hallway. So if you could see out into the hallway, obviously they can see you. But you know that they took it out. They took it out. Ouch. They took it out, DWP put in some freaking weather stripping. Ouch. To where I couldn't see out there, so they did a good job. And, oh yeah, and then plus DWP, we had these things replaced, with nice big ones and stuff. But they took out my weather stripping that they told me I had to get, that everybody had to get, And, yeah, this right here, this ain't no fucking weather stripping. I can see straight out here and above the door. So, this thing right here, see this exit sign? Try looking up spy exit signs. That exact one will come up. Yeah, and it's always pointed over here. The exit is right there. Right over there. That's the exit. Yeah. Pointed directly at my door. And there's like this much of room on top to where you can see the freaking light, the green light. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. Who has tells you to get weather stripping installed and then takes it out? You know, because the DWP weather stripping, and this thing, the one that the DWP put in, gone. So they probably did that so that, I don't know, their insurance would go down or their bill would be down or something, or rebate. Who knows? But they took it right back out. Well, at least mine got taken right back out. You know, who knows? Who knows? Oh, fuck, every joint in my body hurts like a motherfucker. You know, and I told you about how the first time in 16 years, how, you know, the lights turned out and the exit signs actually started flashing, you know, like an alarm. And I've never seen that in 16 years. Never. And there's been some shit that used to go on here. I mean, people would come and they'd run in and break the smoke alarms with the glass, you know, or before we had the glass, you know, they just turn it on and stuff. And they've never done anything like that. And you can see this motherfucker is real old. It is the same one that was here when I moved in. That was probably here when it was a motel. But it's doing new things. Or maybe they just have it hooked up different. You get me? To do different things. All right, well, anyways, I'll wrap this up. Another person that's flipped, but I don't think it took too much to flip them. I don't think it took too much to flip them. You know what? In fact, I heard, I know their voices. They're the only people that are left here. But I heard her telling, was it her or the girlfriend? I think it was the girlfriend. Telling one of my main gang stalkers that I should die. And yeah, it was her girlfriend. And I'm sitting here going, what the fuck? You know, I thought they were, you know, cool with me and shit. But hey, yeah, reap the benefits, you know, of whatever, you know. Yeah, everybody just wants to know what's going on with me and shit like that. And out of the blue. You know, you can be sure when people like that hardly ever call you up or hardly ever stop by here to see you. Oh, what are you doing? Where you at? When people text you, where you at or what are you doing? You know what? And they're not somebody that's like, you know, where are you going to be at? Because, you know, we got to, you know, all the time. You know what? That's all the more reason to like, yeah. It took me a long time to catch up on that, you know, to make myself aware. Because, you know, I get lonely. So I'd run into a person on the street. Oh, how you doing? Because I hadn't talked to nobody. You get me? And, you know, when you see a person is like that, hey, it's easy to get their data because they're just fucking at the corner giving it away for free. You know what I mean? You know, and I still have a hard time. But, yeah, I'm so much better at it now. You know, so much better. And since they take my teeth with the vibration constantly and broadcasting, hey, I'm even more aware of it now because I'm quieter now. That's not much to say because I think about things a lot more now. Because who wants to fucking look like a jack-o'-lantern? You know what I'm saying? But I'm me and I love me. You could fucking take my hair. You could take my eyeballs. You could take everything. But you're not going to take my heart and my soul and who I am. So it really doesn't matter. Because you know what? Beauty's only skin deep. Like the song. But ugly's to the bone. Ugly is to the bone. And God don't like ugly. You get me? Exactly. Oh, fuck, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm in pain. And it sucks. Peace out.